Oh, Masterpiece Lady is in the house?
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Takara MP-51 Masterpiece ARCEE. So here we are, and there she is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front, we have some nice images of ARCEE in both of her modes. Her name is ARCEE. She is a Cybertron warrior. Up top, ARCEE. On the bottom, words and things that I cannot read. On this side, we have ARCEE. On the other side, we have ARCEE. On the back of the box, we have your obligatory product shots. This, that, the other, things and stuff and things. A bunch of stuff that I cannot read. More stuff that I cannot read. And that's basically it for the packaging. Also included is the collector's card with some nice artwork of ARCEE. And on the back, you have some more product shots, more things that I cannot read, and text specs if that interests you. Hooray for cards. And moving right along, here we have Masterpiece ARCEE, and here she is in her vehicle mode. She is a supercar. That's what the instructions call her. She's a supercar. She's super! But yeah, here she is in her vehicle mode. And let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details. Got a little bit of gray right up front. Autobot symbol right there on the hood. And you got the white there. And some more whites. And some more pink. A lot of pink. A lot of whites. You get some gray there for the doors. Nice transclearance blue plastic there for the windshield. Love that shade of blue. Just really pops. And you can see the seats in there. You can even see the steering wheel and the console are nicely detailed. You even get some paint apps in there as well. Nicely done. Got the little fin piece up top. Little wheels with the gray rims. And there's the back. Got the taillights picked out in red. And there you have the top. There you have the bottom. There's a B in that word. The bottom. She has kind of visible head syndrome. That's the back of her head. You know, she has visible hand syndrome, visible legs. There's a lot of visible stuff there. She rolls as rolling things should. Hooray, hooray for rolling. And for comparison, here she is with Masterpiece Hot Rod. Here she is with Masterpiece Magnus. As you can see how that works out. And here she is with the Fans Toys ARCEE. So you can see how that works out. You know what, we'll do the 360 here. So you can see what's what here. What's going on. Who's who. Where's where. All that stuff. So, there you go! And for the record, I don't have the Ocular Max version anymore, so yeah, no comparison with that one. Sorry! And real quick, here she is with the little Daniel that came with Masterpiece Ultra Magnus. You stand, boy. There we go. Just so you can see how that works out. And no, he can't sit in the car. There's no leg room for him to actually sit in the car. That's not gonna happen. That's pretty much the best you can do. There you go. So yeah, that's not really gonna work out, but there you go. Now, as far as accessories go, she does include some weaponry. She does have a gun already stored right up in here. It's a small gun. It just stores right there in the vehicle mode. We'll show that off once we get to the transformation. We'll get more in-depth with that. But you do also get this little pink blaster here. Again, very simple, very cartoony. So you have that. You also get her rifle, again, done in 2 shades of pink. So you have that. You also get a holster, and that is for this gun here. You get that as well. And we also get this bit here, which in the instructions they call it the Crusher. The Crushers of Wesley? No. But yeah, this is the little deal that she uses when she's when they're fighting the Junkions in the movie. So you get that as well. And all of this can store in the vehicle mode. So what we do here is we take the rifle, and you can see there are tabs on either side, and you just plug it into the side of the vehicle like so. You take the holster, and you use the tab on the holster and plug it into that slot there. That makes no sense, but hey, it's storage. You also take this gun, and you flip her upside down. You can see there are these two slots right here, and you just use the tabs. And plug it in either way, doesn't really matter. And you got that stored underneath, like so. And then you take the crusher, and that will just line up right under here. And tab in, like that. There you go, you got that going on. So there you have ARCEE with all of our accessories stored on here. I mean, granted, this is not the most elegant thing in the world. Weird to just have a holster hanging off the side of the car, but hey, it's storage. If you want storage, that's all of our accessories on the car. So hey, things you can do if you want to do it. There are some other accessories, but we'll get to those when we get to robot mode. So speaking of robot mode, let's get down to transformation, shall we? Oh, jeez. Get back here. Did it for me. So we have to take that off anyway. So just remove all the stuff we have on her here. Pop this off. Take off this gun. There we go. All right. So let's get down to transformation. So, first thing we want to do is come to the door panels here. You just want to untab it from the front, and then untab it from the back. And then you can just raise it up like that. And then you want to take the door and just swing it in, like so. You take this section here, just fold it up and over on this double hinge, and then take this panel here and bring that up and back on this double hinge, like so. And that will sit like that. Now you gotta do the same thing on the other side, second verse just like the first. So just unclip that, bring that up, swing that in, flip it back, and then this pink panel here does sit underneath this little white panel, so you just give it a little tug outward, and then just collapse that back like so. And there you go. So once you've done that, you want to take the back section of the car and just unpeg it. You see, just kind of basically just pegs into her butt. So you want to bring all of this up as far as it'll go. And we can work on this section here. So you want to untab these taillight sections. Just pop them out. And these side sections are on double hinges. So you just want to kind of swing them up a little bit. And you want to come in here, this little gray panel, you want to flip this up, and these little side panels here just squeeze in, they just compress in a little bit like that. And this section here, you bring in, you take the wheels, and you fold these in like that, and then we can just kind of compress all this like so. So you have everything pretty much sitting like that. So we can just leave that alone for now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up these little panels here, just on little double hinges. Just open these up so we can, first we'll get our hands out of the way, swing them out of the way. Like so. One thing I've noticed too now, in the instructions, they have the hands like this. And if you have the hands like this, they hang way too low and they'll drag. When you're trying to roll her, I've found that if you bring her hands out to the side and have them sitting just like that, you can see they kind of go with the contour of her leg, and you end up not getting that drag there on the floor. So, seems like a better way to transform it than what the instructions tell you. But anyway, just get her hands out of the way, and then you just want to bring her legs down. Just bring them down. 2 clicks, and then you're just going to bring her, I know this is not a flattering angle, but we have to do it. So you just got to bring her legs in like that, bring her legs in like so, and there we go. Just bring that down, bring that down, and then we just bring up her toe, bring up her foot, bring up her toe, bring up her foot. And then we pretty much have the lower body all done. So now we need to move on to the upper. You stay. You stay. Stay, please. Because we need to move on. We need to move on. We need to move on. Thank you. We need to move on to the upper body. Okay. So you can see where the gun sits here. The little gun, there's a little groove in there for it. I'm going to take it out now because it's probably going to fall out anyway. So let me just remove that. There you go. A little gray blaster right in there. Nicely detailed. So we'll just put that off to the side for now. Okay, so now we've done that. What we're going to do is we are going to just take our arms and just kind of bring them out. Bring them down. You can see there's a little section here. It's just going to thoop right in there. Bring it out, down. Put that little piece in there until it thoops, like so. We can just kind of straighten our hands out. Get everything oriented properly. And there we go. So now we can close these back up. There's. And then take this little portion here of the hood, bring that down, rotate this around to bring out her head. Like that. Then you want to take the wheels, you want to bring these wheels in. Like that. And now we're going to just kind of bring this forward so we can take this windshield here. And this windshield, this section here will kind of come up, this will come down, and then you just bring this down. You want to rotate it in and just feed it through at an angle. Just kind of rotate it like that. And then you want to straighten this back out. You want to bring this down. You can see this will come up the rest of the way. And that will just flatten out on the inside there. And then we can bring these sections in. And there we go. So we're pretty much on the home stretch here. So you just want to take this double hinge right here. It's a gray double hinge. Just bring that up and then bring all this up. Move our arm out of the way so you can see what's happening. So your tabs right there, they're going to go into slots right here on her back. And just got to bring that in and get that tabbed in as best you can. That will sit like that. And now you want to just bring all of this back and down. There is a little tab. This tab right in here is going to go into this slot right there. So this can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get lined up, but hopefully we can get it. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. There we go. There you go. So you see, you want all that sitting flush, just like that. And once you do that, we can then just snap her chest into place. And just kind of bring that down as far as it'll go. Okay. So then, what we're going to do is we're going to just take these panels here, and these panels will just flip in. And just rotate that in, like that. Straighten arms back out. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take the Autobot symbol here, just rotate that around to hide it, and then this panel will just collapse down, like so. Straighten everything out, and I think we're done. Oh, we're done. Yes, we're done. Woo! We're done. And there you have ARCEE in her robot mode. And it's a good looking ARCEE for what it is. I do have my qualms with it, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, she looks pretty good. But let's get in close here so we can take a look. Not that, no, eyes up here, eyes up here. There we go. Let's take a look at that noggin. And that sculpt is pretty good. It's definitely not, in my opinion anyway, not as screen accurate. Like, I don't think her face was that, I don't think her chin was that, you know, that sharp. This seems more like, almost like an upscaled version of the Thrilling 30 figure's head. And that's really my qualm with this figure in general. It just seems like an upscale of the Thrilling 30 figure, but okay. But nice blue for the eyes there. She has her lipstick on. Still a nice sculpt, just doesn't quite, you know, not quite cartoony. Not quite cartoony as far as I'm concerned. And you got the Autobot symbol there on her chest. Yes, her chest is weird. I'm not a fan of her chest, and I think that's the first time I've ever said that sentence about a woman, fictional or otherwise. But yeah, not a fan of her chest. Her chest is just weird, some weird awkward angles here. I don't know. We got the gray there, a little detail there in her stomach. Yes, she has a little robo belly button, that is screen accurate. She has the robo belly button. But yeah, legs. You got some detailing there on the legs. Pink there for the knees. A little feeties. And moving up the back. Yes, she has a lot of backpack. As always, the backpack doesn't bother me. I don't care about backpacks. I know like 80% of the comments will be about the backpacks, and that's me lowballing it. But I don't care about the backpack. That doesn't bother me. I don't care. Like I said, my qualms about this figure have nothing to do with the backpack, really. But yeah, all in all, not too shabby. Not too shabby for what it is. Now, articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint. It's quite snug on mine, but you have yo wiggly waggly, and the neck is also on a hinge that moves forward and back. So she can totally look up and do a total squirrel. She can totally do that. She can look all the way down and be like, what's up with my chest? She can do that. Head can do a full 360. Arms, they can do a full 360. You have to kind of get around the backpack, but you can do it. Can move in and out. As you can see, you have a nice full range of movement there. You also have a joint that allows her to bring her arms in front of her chest, which is nice. Good for posing. You do have bicep rotation. You have a double. She just... I didn't mean to make you smack yourself in the face there, RC. Sorry about that. Anyway. Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. Anyway. She does have a double jointed elbow, so you have a nice full range of movement there. She does have wrist rotation. You do have a joint at the wrist that allows them to move in and out. As far as the fingers go, the thumb is just on a hinge that can move up and down. And the index finger is a separate piece. The fingers on mine are quite snug, but the index finger is a separate piece with two hinges, and then the other three fingers are one piece, again, with two hinges going on in there. As far as the waist goes, her waist is basically on a ball joint, so you have wiggly waggly side to side, you get some crunch, some arch, rotation, all that good stuff. Legs can go forward about that far. If you use that transformation joint that brings her leg out, you can get her doing total high kicks there. So you pretty much have a nice full range of movement there. Back, you're only going to get about that far. I mean, again, if you kind of bring the leg out, you can kind of, that still doesn't really work out too well. Things get a little awkward, but backwards out, you can only get about that far. You do have thigh rotation right there. It's quite snug on mine. You have a double jointed knee. So again, you have a nice full range of movement there. And the feet, they can move up a bit, they can move down a lot. You have your ankle tiltage, and you have a toe joint that can move up and down. Mine's are a little loose. And of course we can give her all of her weaponry. You know, the little small gray pistol that stores exactly where it's stored before. In the vehicle mode, just sits up in here. Again, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get it sitting in there, but you get the idea. Just sits right up in there for storage. And as far as this pink blaster goes, you just put it in the holster, and this will just tab in to her hip like that. And you can take a rifle, and that will just tab in right there onto the side. And there you go. You have all of her weapons stored on her. As far as the crusher goes, the instructions don't say anything about the storage place for this. I don't know, so we'll just say this doesn't store in robot mode. I don't know. I don't really care. That's going back in the box. So you also get some effects parts. That's right. You get 3 effects parts. You get this one right here, and they're all done in yellow. So you get this one. You get this one. It's just kind of like a burst thing going on there. And you also get this one right here. And each one of these goes to a specific gun. The long one here plugs into the rifle, like so. So you can have that going on. You use this one for a pink gun. That works that way. And if you want to, I mean, you can, you know, interchange them. You can put this one on that guy. I mean, you can use whichever one you want, really, as far as these two go. But per the instructions, that's what they want you to use. with those guns. And as far as the little gray pistol goes, this one, you take the whole barrel and this just plugs into that like so, and you got that going on. So all of her guns have some nice effects parts. That's your typical tab in the slot of the palm. Method of weapon holding, you know, we'll give her this one. Just plug these into her hand, wrap her fingers around it. She does hold them securely, it just takes a little bit of doing. There we go. Just to get things pegged in just right. So she's got her one gun there, so she can pew pew bang bang, pew pew, bang bang, and all of that good stuff. We can give her the rifle too, hey, why not? Dare I say, why not? Again, just get that plugged in, wrap her fingers around it. There we go. You know what we can do here? We can basically do a big old double pink lady. Hey, it counts. It counts. I'm counting it. I'm counting it. There you go. Hey. All things you can do if you want to do it. She does also have some noggin gimmicks. She does have her her visor, and you have to basically just open up her skull here. You can see the visor in there. Now, in order to use the visor, you have to actually change the position of her face, because if you bring out the visor and you just try to close it, there's not enough space there for it to actually close. What you have to do is you have to change the position of her face. So this basically involves the face swapping gimmick here. So you have to lift up her face, and if you look in here, you can see there are two rails. So the first rail is just the regular face position, but if you want to use the visor, you have to move it back to the second rail, the back rail. So you just line that up and slide it in, and once you do that, now you can close that up, and now she has her visor on, which is pretty cool. Yay. Makes things a little more complicated than it needs to be, but hey, it still makes for a nice effect. So there she has her goggles. So while we have her her skull open here, we can also show off the optional faces. So the face she has right now is just kind of a, you know, kind of a regular, kind of serious expression, but we can just slide this up. And she has three other faces. She has this face right here, and for the record, these faces really don't look all that different. Like, the differences in the expressions are like minimal, but this is what they call her smiling face, which, yeah, I mean, there's like a little bit of a smirk going on there, kind of. I don't know, I don't really see a smile there, but hey, they call it a smile, I'm going to call it a smile. And then you have this face right here, which they are calling her surprised face, which again doesn't look all that different. Her eyes are a little wider, her mouth is a little more open, but other than that, it's not really that much difference. And then we have the last face, which they are calling the sad face. Oops, wrong rail. Yeah, there we go. And that is her sad face, which, you know, you can tell like her eyes are kind of drooped a little bit. She's like, I don't know, it still doesn't look that different, really. But hey, things you can do if you want to do it. So there you have that, and now for comparison. Here she is with Masterpiece Hot Rod, please stand, and the Fans Toys Hot Rod, just so you can see how that works out. Here she is with the Ocular Max Springer and the Fans Toys Springer, so you can see how that works out. With Fans Toys Cup and Blur, so you can see how that works out. Here she is with MP-51 Prime, with Masterpiece Magnus, And even though I don't like comparing Masterpiece to Mainline, I'll do this so I don't get nailed to a cross. Here she is with the Earthrise ARCEE. What a shock! It's bigger than the Mainline one. Ooh, surprise, surprise. Now this comparison I feel is necessary because this kind of further illustrates my point. Here she is with the Thrilling 30 ARCEE, and it seems like the transformations are definitely very similar, and like I said, this figure just feels like an upscaled version of this figure. And that's my major qualm with it, but yeah, there you have that. And just because, real quick, here she is with little Daniel. There he is. He's a little guy. Aww. And last but not least, here she is with the Fans Toys ARCEE, and in my personal opinion, I still like the Fans Toys version better. I feel like it just pulls off the cartoon look a lot better than this one does. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the Fans Toys version is staying on my Masterpiece shelf. She's not getting replaced. She's going to stay right where she is on my Masterpiece shelf. So, there you go. So there you have Masterpiece ARCEE, and yeah, this figure is such a mixed bag. The vehicle mode looks great. Absolutely love the vehicle mode. I think they nailed it as far as the vehicle mode goes. The robot mode, it looks good. As always, I don't care about the backpack. Backpacks do not bother me. That is not an issue for me whatsoever. I don't care. But, her chest is weird. Don't like the way the chest turned out. It doesn't look right. But really my biggest gripe about the figure is, while it's a good figure for what it is not what it's intended to be. And what I mean by that is, lately, Masterpiece has been all about nailing that animation model, being screen accurate to the cartoon. This figure does not do that. It does not do it at all. Like, she's not the right shape. Like, ARCEE is not this curvy, Like, if you look up her animation model, like, she's not this curvy. It really just seems like they took the Thrilling 30 figure, upscaled it, did a bunch of mods to it to make the transformation, try to clean up better, and they said, here you go, it's a Masterpiece toy now. But it doesn't really work with the current Masterpieces. This is really just an upscale chug figure, and that's my main qualm with it. If they had released this figure before the Toon Accurate era started, I probably would not have a problem with this figure, but since now they're all about the cartoon accuracy, this figure really just doesn't fit with them. It just doesn't. So, it's a good figure, but I feel like the Fans Toys version pulls off the cartoon look better. The Ocular Max version is good too. I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. As far as I'm concerned, my personal opinion, I think the Fans Toys version nails the cartoon accurate look way better than this one does. This one really doesn't even come close, honestly. So, like I said, it's a good figure. It's not a bad figure. It's not like I don't like it. It's just for what it's intended to be, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work with the current Masterpieces. But that's just my 2 cents. That's just my opinion. But hey, it is what it is. So there you go. Now, if you would like this or any other Masterpiece toys, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There'll be a link in the description down below, so you can check that out. You can also check out my Masterpiece playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love Peace Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Takara MP-51 Masterpiece ARCEE, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Big Geek, be proud, palm in your face. I do so understand the situation. Springer, tell her I understand the situation. He understands the situation. See, I understand the situation. Yeah, actually, he probably didn't. He's pretty dumb. Hey! But listen, the situation now is we have to help Prime, so don't do anything stupid. Oh, like I would do anything stupid. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not gonna do anything stupid!